I got one question for you.
Yeah.
What are your plans with it?
What's up, man? Nice to meet you, Jacob.
Nice to meet you, bro. Welcome back to another video, guys. In today's video, we are officially parting ways with the 200,000 mile F80 M3. The potential buyer is flying in about 25 minutes. Luckily, we only live about 15 minutes from the airport. We're gonna pick him up in the M3. We're gonna see how he likes it, see if he wants to take it home, and go from there. But with that being said, come along with me to meet Jacob, the potential buyer, and sell the M3. Damn, it's gonna be a sad day. But hey, let's get into it. Alrighty, boys, we are on our way to the airport. Jacob is coming all the way from Minnesota. He flew in from Minnesota, so he's got a long drive home if he does buy this car. Unfortunately, the weather in Indiana today is not on our side, that's for sure. Yesterday, it was sunny and 80 degrees, over 80 degrees, and today it's 60 degrees and raining. Not ideal to look at a car, man. I hate looking at cars in the rain, so hopefully Jacob's not too discouraged. But just had this car cleaned up yesterday. It looks really, really good. The inside looks, I mean, bro, this car has 200,000 miles. Interior looks so good, so good. Not sure if you guys can see this, but we just got word that Jacob has landed. The wheels on the plane are on the ground. So yeah, we're gonna hit the gas station, fill this thing up with fuel, pick him up, and I'm gonna let him drive as soon as we get to the airport, so he can drive the car back to my house and kind of get a test drive that way. Like I said, he flew in from Minnesota, so I'm sure he wants to get home. He's gonna test drive it from the airport back to my house, and then we're gonna look over the car and see if everything checks out for him. I will say it did check all the boxes for me. I'm very, very impressed with this car, man. Very, very impressed. Never in a million years would I guess this car has this many miles on it. Very curious to see and hear his reaction as well. This is not what I was expecting. I was not expecting this car to be in this good a shape for the miles, that's for sure. Just pulled up to the Wawa. We're gonna put some fuel in this thing. I'm gonna go in there and grab a snack. And yeah, we'll go meet Jacob. It's pretty chilly out today, boys. I should have grabbed a hoodie before I left the house. Let's throw a full tank in this. Gas is not very pleasing, but I'm gonna throw a full tank in it for him. Because I feel like that's the right thing to do. When you come this far to look at a car, you should leave with a full tank. Damn, boys. This car is so clean for the miles. I cannot believe it. Looks so good. Looks so good. And that wind is brutal, boys. All right. Let's get rolling to the airport. I was wanting to do some pulls in this thing before we got to the airport, but looking like that's not going to be part of the plan. The road's soaked, unfortunately. Arrivals. On Jacob, boys.
What's up, man? Nice to meet you, Jacob.
Nice to meet you, bro. Yeah. She's still pretty clean. You've had an M4, you've had an E36. You said you have multiple E36s.
I had a bunch. I had a couple M3s.
Okay.
I had the E46 M3, E92 M3.
Oh, damn, so you've had them all.
Yeah.
Have you had an F80 M3?
I have not had an F80.
No, okay.
I had an F82.
So it's pretty, I mean, they're pretty close to the same car.
Yeah. I'm a coupe guy for sure. All my other ones are coupes.
Yeah.
But the F80 just has better proportion. Like, it just looks...
I know what you're saying. I had an F82 before I bought my M3. And I just like the way the M3s fill out in the back. They got hips on them.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like you said, proportion. They look a lot more filled out than the M4 does.
Curious about like the story of the car, like the guy you got it from.
Okay, so yeah, I got this car from a one owner, BMW Tech. He ordered this car brand new back in 2015. The title says 5 miles on it of when he got this car. So he spec'd this car out exactly how he wanted. He told me when he was like specking it out that he didn't even mean to get the full extended leather package.
Oh, sure, yeah.
He just thought it was like the seats and everything is what he thought, and then he got it and he noticed like it had the secure orange on the dash and everything. He was like, man, this is sweet. And I mean, dude, he definitely drove this car. I know you've only been driving it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Does it feel like it has 200,000 miles?
No, I mean it drives good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been in the camp of like miles is sort of just a number, and like as long as you keep up with the car itself and you take care of it, it shows.
Exactly. Yeah. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. I was really shocked at how good a shape the interior's in.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's some.
All of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
that over there on the inner.
Yeah.
I've actually got some new ones if you want them.
Okay.
So you can have them. Yeah, the driver starts to like. I don't know if it gets hot or if it like. Because it like melts.
Yeah,
it's like melt.
They can engineer like the ultimate driving machine, but they can't figure this stuff out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You've had a lot of BMWs. Is that a common thing on all of them, or is that just like a F80, F82 thing?
I think this is unique to the F30, F80 chassis.
Okay.
That era, because like the 4 Series, the X5, the X3s of like that, 2012, 2015 era. For sure, like this is a super common thing. But the joke is like even E36s, right? Like the door panels are falling apart.
Yeah.
The headliner's coming down on you, so like.
Little interior stuff.
Right.
The engine bay was filthy when I got it. Not even gonna lie, dude. It was pretty dirty when I bought it.
So happens
Yeah.
when you drive them?
Yeah. The only thing like engine wise the previous owner said he had to replace was the PCV. He said that went bad a little over 100,000 miles. That's the only engine component he said he had to replace.
Right on.
Stock crank hub.
Yeah.
Everything else is stock. Never been tuned, he said.
Cool.
So.
All right, we can get it up in here.
Okay. We then got the car up on the lift so Jacob could check out the underneath. He got to look at the in-performance exhaust that it had, which was actually a nice touch that the previous owner added onto the car. We then checked out a few things that would need some attention at some point in the future, like possibly an oil pan gasket and the rear diff bushing. Aside from those two things, the car was actually in pretty good shape. We also went over the Carfax, which the previous owner told me that there was no accidents on the car, so that is what I told Jacob. Knowing me, I should have checked the Carfax, but I didn't, and here we are. Jacob is showing me where there was some minor accidents on the car. Aside from that, there was actually a lot of maintenance records on this car, which is very, very nice to see, especially on a car with this kind of miles.
Obviously, the car presents pretty wet.
Yeah.
As it is, but just
some minor.
Yeah, just stuff to consider, right? I did bring a paint meter gauge. So if you're familiar with these.
What is that?
The paint depth.
Okay, yeah.
So basically it'll read the thickness of the paint. It sends a signal to the metal.
Okay.
Signal comes back. It measures that distance.
Okay.
Right? So most OE finishes are around 4 to 5, maybe 6 mil.
Okay.
Anything more than that, like 8 plus, is like for sure has been repainted.
So you can, I was just about to say, so you can see if it's been repainted.
Exactly.
That's pretty smart.
So we'll just give it here. That's 4. I already went on this one, but I'll show you.
Okay.
Another 4 there.
So 4 is like the
4 is
OEM.
like, yeah, expect it to be factory fitted.
Dude, I need to have you do my car before you leave here.
Yeah,
I need to have you test my car.
4, I'll just go panel by panel.
Yeah.
Ideally, you do it a few times on each
Yeah,
panel,
that's cool.
You can see if it's been blended or anything like that.
I think my buddy has one of those. He's a detailer.
Yeah. Detailers use it so they don't run through the clear.
Yeah, for sure.
But let me get to this fender. And
8,
start to see a bit
okay,
more, right?
okay.
So the problem areas, right?
Okay.
We would have expected some sort of repaint.
I see what you're
based
saying.
off the history, so another 8 there. So
Okay.
very likely that this has been repainted, at least some parts of it. Another 8 there.
Okay.
Measure here. It's actually 10. So this is like for sure to the paint.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I understand. Yep.
Again, something that we more or less expected with the report. 8. And then again, the passenger front was another area that was hit on the report.
10, yeah.
The 10. Okay. So again, just indicating that the front end has been reworked.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. Which isn't like the end of the world. Right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
kind of do that.
Yeah, with that many miles, I mean,
yeah,
it's inevitable
it's
for
bound to happen if someone like wants to keep the car nice.
Exactly.
It, you know,
and especially drive it that much, you know.
Just a nice little keep in your box.
Dude, I'm gonna have to have you send me a link on that.
Yeah.
So I can get one.
For sure.
That's smart. I look over a lot of stuff when I buy and sell cars, and I've never really thought to look.
Yeah. You can find any evidence.
Yeah.
Usually you see overspray. Look for any OEM VIN tags, that kind of stuff that has been replaced.
Yeah.
Likely the case, but
I looked at it. I was looking at like the hood lines.
Yeah.
The hood line looked pretty good.
Yeah,
it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, all panels look good. They line up good. This is an OEM hood, so I mean, either they just reworked it or get a new one. Whatever.
Yeah, true.
Same with the bumper. I mean, I imagine it's OEM. It looks perfect.
Yeah, the bumper does look insanely good. I think this is just a bug.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you know, stuff. Obviously, doing my diligence as you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Buyer, so.
Especially coming this far.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it had the higher mile, I just couldn't pass up on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even really think about reselling it. I was just like, what does one of these drive like? I wanted the interior. Changed my mind swapping it, but yeah, I was really curious. You know what I'm saying? You see the kind of car like this, and you see the miles, and it makes you curious.
You gotta wonder, right?
Exactly.
It's still going,
and so especially for the price.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't even know where to price it. I got on cars.com.
There's no comparables.
Exactly. I couldn't. You can't base it off of anything.
Yeah. Even if you find one that's like similar, it's like, well, it's not the same spec.
Exactly. The cheapest one I found on cars.com, I think, was like 24 to 26,000. And it had like 180, 170 or 180. So that's kind of why I put it 22.5. And I was like, well, I was expecting to get a lot of comments saying like, what's this dude smoking? Or what's wrong with this guy?
I think I saw some of them that were probably like that.
Yeah.
It's expected, right?
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, how low can you go on one of these cars? What's the bare minimum? Right. You know what I'm saying?
It gets to a point where like it'll never get below a certain amount.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We're still early on that. The car's only 10 years old. I mean, we'll find it eventually.
So it starts getting like 15, 20 years.
Right. Look at E36s, E46s, E90s. You know, they've just kind of set right at 20K.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't go. Yeah, they don't get into the.
You get cheaper ones for sure, obviously. But, for the one you want anyway.
Exactly.
Well, cool, man. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah,
you too.
I'm
stoked to have it.
Yeah, I got one question for you.
Yeah.
What are your plans with it? What are you gonna do with it?
Drive the hell out of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna put another 198,000 on it.
Another 190,000.
We'll see. No, I definitely want to just drive it. I don't have any crazy plans. I'm not gonna go like built engine, big turbo or anything. I'd like to, I don't know, maybe,
experience it.
Yeah, just you know, maybe with some wheels, coilovers, some maintenance. You know, catch up on some things I might need. But other than that, man, I just want to drive it.
Yeah. Nice.
It's in good shape, so I'm
nice.
It that way.
Good to hear.
Yeah, man.
Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, man.
I haven't owned it for very long, but I hope it's a great car for you. For sure. Like I said, it was a good car for him. Obviously, he drove the hell out of it. So, previous owner definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how far you take it and
for sure.
See the future of it.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Take it easy.
Yeah, you too. Well, boys, she's officially sold, and here she goes. Damn. There she goes. Well, boys, we are officially down to one F80. The 200,000 mile F80 is sold. Jacob, super cool guy. I'm very glad who the car went to. He's very knowledgeable. He's owned more BMWs than I have. He knows a lot about BMWs just all around in general. So it's going to a good home, which that makes me happy. Like I said, he's had a lot more BMWs than me. So he knows a lot about him. He's extremely knowledgeable and super cool guy to say the least. Super cool guy. He's got a decent road trip home, but bro was serious enough to fly in, test drive the car, and he left with the car. I do buy and sell cars for a living, but that is not the reason I bought this car and or sold this car. I got this car because I wanted the interior, changed my mind on swapping it, but I wanted the interior, and I was very curious about a 200,000 mile F80 M3. It had me very curious, and to say the least, extremely impressed with that car. It's going to a good home. I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see where the car goes as well. So I'm excited to see what he does with the car. Now, I know when I bought that car, I said I was going to swap the interior, but I changed my mind. I couldn't let go of the Silverstone, man. The Silverstone, I don't know. I like the Secure Orange. The Secure Orange is a great color, don't get me wrong, but something about the Silverstone, I just had to keep it, man. Had to keep it. Couldn't let it go. It's bright. It's very bright and it pops. I think that's another reason I decided to keep the Silverstone is because the Secure Orange is a lot more darker at night and in low lighting settings than I thought. This color at night with the little ambient lighting that the M3s have, it pops at night. It does. I did find a leather guy. He's going to fix a few little imperfections in my seats. As you can see, there's some for sure. There's some wear here. Nothing crazy. It's just stuff that it bugs me as the owner. But yeah, we found a leather guy that's going to restore my seats. So I'm going to keep the Silverstone. What I would like to find is an extended leather dash in Silverstone. That would be my goal. Also forgot to mention some exciting things coming for the F80. We have 2 Stage 2 high flow pure turbos in these boxes that are going on the F80 next week, Monday, 2 days from now. These turbos are getting put in my M3. Our goal is to make around 700 horsepower to the wheels. The M3 is sitting about probably 550 to the rear wheels, I would say. And with these put on there, the car is going to make around 700 to the rear wheels. That's probably going to be plenty for me out of this car for right now. Now we definitely have to get our tire situation figured out because the 20s are not going to cut it at 700 horsepower. We've got some 18-inch wheels on the way. I need to figure out a tire setup. Comment down below what tires you guys recommend. You guys that have fast horsepower cars, what kind of tires do you recommend in the rear to hook on a rear-wheel drive car? I've been looking at Nittos, R888s, something that I can get some, a little bit of miles out of without having to buy new ones every month or however often you guys buy tires for high horsepower cars. Comment down below, let me know. But yeah, turbos are getting thrown in the M3 in 2 days. I'm super stoked. It's gonna be a hell of a sleeper. 4-door, family sedan, make a 700 wheel horsepower. I'm excited. Now that the 200,000 mile F80 M3 is gone, I am looking for another car to buy. The 2 cars I have in mind right now are a C6 Z06 and an F10 M5. I'm looking for either or of these cars. If you know someone that has one of these cars for sale or you personally have one of these for sale, let me know. DM me on Instagram. I'm trying to buy something else that's fun. Yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video of me selling the 200,000 mile F80. Definitely a sad day, but it's on to the next one. On to the next car that we can enjoy, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me. So see what we can find. Hopefully a good deal pops up, and hopefully we're able to get something soon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.